Hey guys, it's 7Demo7. How you guys doing? Well, I had bad luck again today, and I smashed my 350QX. I have a couple bodies lying around, some of them that are kind of Frankenstein together. You can actually see this arm right here, which is the one I'm going to actually replace. I had actually repaired this one previously, and this is the only arm that actually survived the crash from my crash today, and this is what you can see from my crash. Broke off three motors and an arm today. So I'm just going to give you a couple of helpful tips on how to Frankenstein these bodies together. So this is the body I'm going to use here, which has 3 good pods. Sorry for the shakiness here. I have a missing upper portion of my arm, which is going to come from this body here. I'm going to cut this down here. And I've already cut the lower here, and let's just see how I cut this together. Obviously you just don't want 2 flat pieces coming together, so what I did is a Z formation. If you guys remember in living color, that'll be a funny joke to you. So anyway, I'm going to be super gluing this together and putting a little bit of reinforcement on the other side with some, what's it called, styrene? Yeah, styrene and super glue to help support that. But this is nice because the motor pod is unaffected here. It's going to be the strongest part here, and it's going to be held together by the upper portion of this arm here as well. So when I come back, you can see the upper arm kind of going to be placed into position. Okay, you can kind of see that I have the 2 bodies placed together here. Where the arm broke, I actually took an acrylic burr on my Dremel, and I Dremeled it smoother. What I'm going to do is trace a little line and make sure that they line up fairly decently, and I'm going to just kind of piece them together. I'm going to slowly take away material off of this arm here. So, guys, even though you can see that I have the cut mark kind of marked out, I'm going to actually leave myself a little bit of leeway so I don't cut off accidentally too much. So what I have is a Dremel type tool that I'm going to come across here. This is a diamond burr, so I'm just going to turn this over since I kind of know where about it's going to be cut. So you cut through here. See if I can get this on camera or not. You know, a lot of you guys might be thinking, you know, this is way more trouble than it's worth, but currently all these bodies are back ordered until December 20th, and it is currently November 4th today, so that's, you know, I don't want to be sitting without being flying for a while. So, okay, so what I can do is match these up, I think. So this is, you can see how this is going to start to come together here. If I move things off, it's going to be about like that. Exactly like that. So that'll be pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting a little bit, and I'll show you guys some of this as I'm doing it here. Anytime you're using a rotary instrument, you always want to use a fulcrum so you don't cut yourself either on yourself or on the table, just like this. I'm trying to get this on frame so you guys can see. See how that's going to come together. Nice. And there's also these lines on the inside, which are all going to line up eventually. So it's always good to go by them. Those are more the true lines that you need for making this possible here. So, okay, guys, I'm back here. I have pretty much my cutout finished here, and one of the most important parts is to get all those little tiny lines in the inside matched up just perfectly. One of the most important parts after we get done gluing it is actually going to be making sure that this arm is completely flat. So basically it's not up like this or down like this. So basically it's in relation with the body. When I did my last Frankenstein build, I was a little bit off, just by a couple of degrees, and it made the craft fly just a tiny bit weird, but not by much. So anyway, I'm going to clean this up and we'll get it glued, and I'll show you how that looks after we're done. So obviously you can see these two drill holes right here that are for the, that's going to be holding on this upper piece. I'm going to go ahead and line that up and fit it on. You can see that even though I have everything together, there's a little bit of a gap there, and like I said, I'm going to be running a piece of styrene over here and gluing it in place. That'll give it some lateral rigidity. So if I flip it over, you can see that I have the cutouts for the other piece that I cut out. So this is going to line up with those holes there. And let me see if I put that together, if everything lines up. It looks pretty sweet. Yo, that looks awesome. So let me flip this back over. Obviously there's just a little part of the upper pod that really doesn't give it too much strength, but I will be gluing it into this piece right here. I had a reinforcement piece of styrene right here, but looks like I'm going to be able to get up in the air tomorrow, so that'll be sweet. So I don't have any downtime. It's going to be really nice. This crack ended up being maybe a little bit wider than I would have liked, but I'm just going to throw a big piece of styrene over here to glue it in place and hope for the best. Hey guys, so forgive my workbench here. It's a little messy, but just to let you guys know, or just to show you here, I have the frame semi-bolted together here, so what I'm going to do is flip this over. So I've got screws in these couple of guys here, and the cuts really, you can barely see them once you actually press them in together, so it's pretty good. So this will be really sturdy, but just want to show you a little bit of progress there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it. What I'm doing is I'm having the screws hold it in place to where I can check it out from here, make sure that that pod isn't twisted or anything like that. You can look at it from the front and it is perfectly straight, so that's really nice. That's what the screws are kind of doing now. I'm going to glue everything in place while the screws are holding it there, so I'll talk to you in a bit. So what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of gluing the parts that are closest together just to get them tacked together so that I can place the styrene on top. Okay guys, so if you guys know what styrene is, it looks kind of like this. It comes in sheets. I think this one's like 1/8 of an inch thick, something like that. But it's very flexible, so what you can do is take a sheet of it like this and start to kind of form it like so. You can see how this is going to start to look on here, so it's going to reinforce my little repair job that I did there. So it's going to come right along here. I don't know if I'll incorporate both pieces here, but I'll come back and start. And basically, you could cut this with scissors. It's pretty easy to do. So maybe some larger shears. Blah blah blah. Okay, so I'm going to just start getting the angles together here. It's hard to do because I've got this camera right in my way. Anyway, I'll be back with a little bit of an update. Okay, fellas, so I have this little cutout piece that I'm going to use for reinforcement. It's going to go right here. You can see it doesn't quite fit perfectly, but what happens is when you bend it, it just stays. And what you want to make sure you have is a nice seam here between the two halves of the body. So from this little seam right here, basically I've angled that edge so that it'll touch the other side of the body. So it'll give you a little bit extra strength. So it's going to look just like that. I'm not going to sand it or anything like that. I'm not going to get fancy. This is the second time that I've Frankenstein this body, so it's not a big deal. So anyway, I'm going to glue this on. I'll show you when it's done. Before you actually glue this on, there's a little bit of a rough edge right here. So what you want to do is take a sandpaper mandrel and sand that off a little bit. Of course, you can hand sand this as well, but just to let you know before you put that on, it's a good thing to do. Okay guys, so I have the piece that's ready to go on here. It's going to go just like this. Yeah, just like that. And it's always good if you kind of pre-bend these a little bit so it just stays a little more bent there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this while I have you guys here. Just a little bit of CA. Do ya? Put this down here. And I'm going to hold this. Obviously, I'm not going to have you guys have to watch this for the whole time, so I'll see you guys. Here we go. We are all put back together. Everything works. Let's get a close up of the repair. Here's the number 2 arm. I'll flip this over so you guys can see the repairs that were made. I am going to strengthen this with some styrene just over the top of that little Z crack that's right there. There was also another crack right here that I'm reinforcing with CA and also some styrene as well. But all the pods are looking very parallel to each other. They're not leaning inwards or anything like that. So you guys are getting a view of my nice dirty work table here, although that's the way work tables should be, right? So anyway, this is a little way, this is, like I said, the second time that I've done this. This is my 5th major crash. Some were my fault, some were just a complete mistake, you know, hitting the agility button when you were trying to hit the return home button and it just plummeting to the ground. Also, I had one where I hit a pole directly and just sheared off both the front arms. That body I wasn't able to do anything with, but so far this body has been crashed twice and Frankenstein twice, so it's coming out pretty good. Like I said, these are all on back order right now, so you can't even get them until December 2013. So anyway, this is going to go back together pretty soon here. I'll be up and flying. Thanks, guys.